Well, the latest research suggests that nearly all disease, including heart disease and cancer, is influenced by diet-induced chronic inflammation. Joining us with more about inflammatory and anti-inflammatory foods is natural health care expert Mark Mincolla. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, so how can diet cause the kind of chronic inflammation that increases our risks for disease?
Well, it's a great question, and there are fats in foods, and those fats mediate different enzymes in different supermolecules that actually produce either inflammation or anti-inflammation.
So which diseases are inflammatory?
Well, that's the great misnomer here, is that so many folks think things like arthritis, tendonitis, achy joints, that's what we associate with inflammation. Not so. Cancer, common cold, heart disease, all these things are now being found as mediating from the perspective of inflammation.
Diabetes too?
Indeed, yes. Asthma.
So many.
So many,
you don't even
absolutely.
think about. All right, let's talk about foods now. Which foods are inflammatory, which are anti-inflammatory? Let's start with the inflammatory.
The inflammatories, red meats, egg yolks, dairy products, yes, all dairy products, even yogurts, peanuts, peanut butter, things of this nature. These are.
So does that mean you want to cut back on these things?
Well, it really does. It doesn't mean we want to stop using them. That's really an important point. But it really means that folks who do tend to have family histories or their own personal problems related to inflammatory disease do want to cut down on these foods, absolutely.
Is it too late to start? I mean, the older you get, should you just start cutting back on things now if you can?
It's really not, Sarah, because I think the body really takes these things into chemistry really quickly and changes its chemistries very fast.
Okay, let's talk about anti-inflammatory foods.
The good news foods, yeah.
Right?
Fatty fish, we know so much about fatty fish oils and salmon and things of this nature. And these are really great anti-inflammatory foods. Flax, of course, soy products. These are really perfect natural anti-inflammatory products.
So the Mediterranean diet you read a lot about,
You're absolutely right. It's the Mediterranean diet all over here. Exactly the case.
All right. So how much are you saying that we should eat to do good for our body of these things?
Well, I think what we want to think about is we want to think about a 3 or a 4 to 1 ratio. The 3 parts of these anti-inflammatories, 1 part of the inflammatories. We want to cut down on the red meats maybe once a week as opposed to 2 or 3 times a week. Fatty fish, salmon, halibut, we want to think about those foods 2 to 3 times a week. Certainly fruits and vegetables, really an important part of this equation too. They're neutral foods, but if we have all this other anti-inflammatory business going on, then those are going to actually help sort of jump on the pack here and increase our prospects for anti-inflammation as well.
It takes a lot of preparation, though, going to the store and buying your salmon and getting all these things that are so
good for you.
But worth it.
But we're worth it, I guess. And I guess
Right?
the bottom line of it is the research suggests that it really makes a big difference in terms of our chemistry and our anti-inflammatory possibilities.
All right, let's talk about nutritional supplements. Are there those that can boost our anti-inflammatory properties?
Another great question. And when you think about the fact that fatty fish is something that everybody's reading about and everybody's interested in, that's the whole key here, is this good fat, bad fat issue. And we've got flax oil, of course, fatty fish. These are great anti-inflammatories. Things like borage oil. Borage oil is actually a really important vegetable oil that's really, really anti-inflammatory as well.
Who can you go to and talk about these things? I mean, you make it sound so simple, but should you go online? Should you go talk to your doctor about what's best for you?
Well, again, the Mediterranean diet books, there's so many of them out there. Those are a great starting point. People like myself, nutritionists out there, really talk this talk. There's many doctors and nurses that are learning more about it. But it's really all about this Mediterranean diet. And as, to your point, it's really a matter of good fat, bad fat.
Right. So let's talk about exercise and, keeping your weight good. How can this play a part in making your body
Well, exercise
better?
is anti-inflammatory as well. Keeping your weight down, keeping the insulin levels down because you're cutting down on sugars, white flour products, and starches. Eating less of this processed carbohydrate business, that really keeps our inflammatory rates down because it keeps the insulin down. Insulin is an inflammatory hormone. And again, weight loss, exercise, all break down these lipids, these bad fats in our body, and are also means of natural anti-inflammation as well.
All right, Mark Mincolla, thank you so much for helping us be healthy.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And Mark's website, by the way, is maxhealing.com. And you can join Mark this Saturday, by the way, at 2 p.m. when he presents Healing Disease with Food, followed by a book signing at the 5th Annual Healthy Living Expo. And that expo at Riley Hall in Hanover is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Admission is free. For more information, you can visit myhealthylivingmag.com.